I want to get a few things clear, and I want you to really understand it clearly. First and foremost, I didn't know who Kane was until Queen Opp came back on the scenes 2 weeks ago. Okay, first and foremost, I had said on one of my videos, my condolence goes out to her because her sister was either sick or passed away. I'm still not even sure if that's even that she passed away or, just sick. Doing further research on Kane, I see Queen Opp's position on her thinking that somebody is trying to copy her being ratchet. Okay. But that's still not Queen Opp's place to say that she bit her style because of the lifestyle. Because Queen Opp is rather older than this chick is, first and foremost. And the chick is rather younger than Queen Opp, first and foremost. Okay. But to just let you guys know, I'm older than both of them, and I'm old enough to be both of their mother. So all that trying to tell me that I need to not be trying to compare the two because they're both the same. Listen, just not even 2 weeks ago, I didn't even know who Kane was. Okay, yet again, I found out who another person was because Queen Art was up here yet again dragging that person like she did Chrisean Rock, and I started doing content. I looked into the content a year ago when Queen Op ran off of social media because she was scared about going to jail and was trying to deal with them legal issues on the back end. That's when I looked into who Chrisean Rock was. I was interested. I started doing content on it. Now I dig into what Ekane about and what she stands for. She seems to have pumped her brakes a little bit because of what's going on in her family with her sister. That should be respected. She got a little bit of marbles up there. You know what I'm saying? It's a time and a place for everything. But as far as somebody telling me who to respect or who to speak on, this is my platform. I'll speak on whoever I want to speak on. And like I said, her name was only brought up because of the fact that Queen Op got up on here making it seem like everybody was copywriting her, okay? Copywriting her sayings, copywriting her looks, copywriting her attitude, her behaviors. And that's the only reason why Ekane was even brought into the conversation, okay? But this video was sent to me. No, I did not record this video. This was a live that I did not record. And I did see this video. And I chose not to do no commentary to it at the time. But this is also where I got the information that Queen Op had a beef with Ekane, where she's really not in no position to have beef with Ekane because Ekane gets up here every day and gets her bag. You can compare the numbers between the two. You are both not the same, okay, Queen Op? You might be older than Ekane, but Ekane is getting a real bag while you're having an imaginary bag. Telling people that you work for Popeyes and you're the manager, and this and that and the other, when we know in real life that you're struggling. That's why you're stealing from your fans.
I know I didn't gain some weight. It's okay. Excuse me. I know I didn't gain some weight. Missing the meal. I've been off live for a year.
And I'm gonna say this before she says it. You talking about suing a special needs kid and a chick that, yeah, clearly does act like you. Came to me, not right now because of her circumstances in the family, but she does act like you, in my opinion. But you're talking about suing them for biting your style. But talk about how Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion bit your style, but you're not suing them to get a bigger bag. Make it make sense.
And been still getting money. About.
Mm.
A eating, but ain't got no mother. Like, girl, you still like a bum. We about to take this to my backup page, y'all, because I ain't even trying to get clipped off this page. We about to take it to the other. Should we go to the other page, y'all, where I can really get into this? where I can really, because I'm trying to be a better person. See, I ain't
Oh,
even mentioned
really?
the whole name, y'all. I never even said the whole name. Y'all did. Y'all did. Y'all kept DMing me talking about, oh, she's trying to be you, da-da-da-da-da.
Oh,
Like,
please.
and let's clock this tea. First of all, we all know the whole clocking any tea came from the gays, right? Clock her tea, clock his tea, clock, you know what I mean? But clock that tea came from Queen Opp. And for those of y'all that want to say it didn't, okay, who popularized it? For the straight community. Even though I'm technically gay now, because I have a girlfriend, I'm sorry, fiance or wife, you know what I'm saying? I made Nicki Minaj say clock that tea on her mother. I got the whole Twitter feed saying clock that tea, not the gays. I'm sorry. And I know she trying to the gays to get y'all on her side, but I made clock that tea marketable. I got it on Nicki's album. Me, Queen Opp, not the gays. And let's clock this.
So why aren't you suing Nicki Minaj? Let's make that sense. Let's clock that tea. Slow, ski.
Tea. 1 minute you say you stole my you ahead of me. And let me clock this tea real quick, right? You might be ahead of me because of situations I put myself in. I'm a grown woman, little girl.
And you
okay?
still putting yourself
you
in situations.
because of that I did that was, you know what I'm saying, that was wrong. I paid my debt to society, and I'm back now, and you shaking in your boots, which is why you were the first to make a video about it. I didn't make no video about you. The people in the comments said that. I did a life update. The people in the comments said, you stole my. When I said people still, I was talking about Shamar. I wasn't talking about. Girl, you're not. Girl, I don't give.
Okay, I get it. She's trying to say the girl told on herself. And you know what? She did. Because when I went to the TikTok page, I'm going to admit, she do act like Queen Opp. I seen videos of her telling her story in 2022, Ekane. And she acting, sounding, and doing all the same stuff Queen Opp does. And talking about she lived the same lifestyle with the, adult entertainment stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's her business. But it's just crazy how these youth glorify, toxicity, to this point. Kane did admit that, she did look up to Queen Opp. I don't know why, but she did admit that she looks up to Queen Opp, and I have to admit that. However, they're both messes. They're both up here doing the most. I have seen some of Kane's lives. She be disrespectful and doing the most, and her kids are in the background. So you can't, like, it ain't no such thing as bad, but this one's badder. If it or this worse or this one's worser. It's not right no matter how you look at it. You can make it make sense until you're blue in the face. They both got issues. Everybody got issues. But it's just not normal when you try to glorify it like that's where it's at. Clock that tea.
Let's really clock tea. You talking about, oh, my girl, you copying me has nothing to do with the stinking thing. Number one, Queen Opp was the first to say her stunk and ain't give a.
Now, see, that's how you know the lights on, but nobody's home. Who in the right mind wants to claim or have their claim to fame for being the first chick to admit that her yoni smells? Please leave that in the comment section, please. Make it make sense. I know somebody will make it make sense, but it's sad. It really is.
Before 2020 or 2021, when Queen Opp came out saying, my you hoes was not saying it.
And it was.
Y'all was not admitting that y'all. And so y'all seen me do it. And then y'all hopped on the bandwagon.
Girl, crazy.
Girl, you cutting your hair in patches like that? I used to do that same. No. Let's really get into it. You copying me has nothing to do with you.
Yep, you was manually doing that to Chelle's hair. And you was also manually doing it to your own hair, putting in those lace frontals. And now you manually got a permanent no hair grow on the top of your head. But see, I'm quite sure if we see Michelle, her hair then grew back because you didn't manage to damage her hair follicles, but you managed to damage yours. See how karma plays its role when it's your time to have karma back on you. You see how it plays out? You bald headed in front. No hair can never grow back. You got to do an implant where Shelly don't.
You say it's what you're doing. Stop playing with me.
So dramatic. Running.
No, and then she's talking about something. Dani, girl, you know my whole life, don't you? How you know my girlfriend name? Y'all fans. Y'all be waiting for this moment to get into it with a big dog. Big dog. How long I ever be going on social media? I'm gonna still come back and dominate.
You're not a big dog. You came on here like you was doing something. You probably was shaking the table. That's why Ekane did come up there and say, I'm going to speak up before Queen Opp checks me first. So she spoke up to admit that she was dogging you out. You know what I'm saying? Or saying things about you. However, you're not a big dog. You're running from some popcorn money that you got from your fans. And you're up here. We ain't even heard. This is like day 5 now. You done took them people's money, and then you got big money from them people that you was putting in that 21 group or whatever, where you was gonna have a sisterhood, $75, and people. There was some people that really paid for that class. You didn't ran off with their money. And we know that you did it. I mean, it just makes sense because it just seems like you're running. How do you just come on like you clocking that T, you the big dog, and then we don't see you for 5 days after you then collected all that money, and then you do the little IG story where you're like telling people you're putting them on the list, you're still adding people which you know damn well you ain't got no 2 or 3 thousand sign up for, even for the private live for $4 or $5. Nobody, that many people signed up for that private live, and no one damn sure didn't sign up for no $75 um sisterhood or whatever kind of hood you was talking about having, where you was trying to collect the $75. A few people gave you that $75, and it didn't take that long if you was really trying to make it happen for you to add them people and then go live. It shouldn't have took in no 5 days. And then your classic, when you're trying to definitely let them know that they're not going to get their money back or what you promised, you use the ER story. You even show like your little legs sitting down with little Summers and Dani probably on the ooh-wee standing up in a GIF image, like you at the emergency room. Probably did go to the emergency room just to film that so that you could have an excuse not to come on live. Like, how long is that going to play out where you're going to start to see you cannot sustain a lifestyle on social media running game like that before you end up probably getting your IP address from these social media sites blocked? Because like we all do, we get kicked off of one platform, we go to another, and that's all what Queen Opp's doing. But they're cracking down on that now, so she's got to get it right. She really does. You know, the only one you're playing is yourself, sis. Really, the only one you're playing is yourself. Clock that T.
Cause I'm her. No R&B. Her. What you talking about?
Oh, please.
You can't wait to get a name to be able to get into it like me. Y'all can't wait to get y'all buzz up to be able to come in.
Who is like Queen Opp though? Like I said again, where you at, Queen Opp? Why ain't you clocking that T? You came back on here like with this big grand finale, like you was doing something big, like you was eating it. You probably could have ate it up for a little while because the spotlight, like ChriseanRock, who is way bigger than you, she's taking a break right now. You don't even have sense enough to know the first person you was hating on prior to Ekane was ChriseanRock, and you still haven't got on here in about 5 days to get them people what they paid for. Even if the sisterhood will only happen one group that's private one time, at least that's what you need to give the people. At least if that private live is only going to be one time, that's what you need to give the people. That $4 or $5 that they sent you. It don't matter. It adds up. You was begging for this money around Christmas time and after Christmas time and on Christmas Eve and so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why people look up to you. You're trash. And I'm going to stay on your neck. I don't care if you go live or not. Trust and believe. A true commentary person can do commentary without you. There's plenty of content that we can pull up that I'm quite sure, because there's so much of it, so much ratchetness. Ain't nobody, it's impossible for someone to say, oh, I saw that, I saw that, unless they just don't have a life. And they're just low key maybe living for Queen Opp. You know what I'm saying? That could be at any age. But I can't even say I saw all of what you've said and done up here on social media. So you have evergreen content. You'll go down in history as a disturbed, we saw right before our eyes mentally declining issues. We saw the rise and the fall of Queen Opp, and you're still falling. And you're showing us in your behavior that you're still falling, because you're getting up here once again doing stuff like you that chick. You Queen Opp, but if you was Queen Opp, you would have sat up there and took those people's money, and you would have came on here the next day and still handled your business and let them say what they needed to say. But you that B. So clock that T. See, people try to talk the talk, but they ain't walking the walk. They ain't really living that life. Trust and believe. I'm gonna keep telling y'all. She is between a rock and a hard place. Queen Opp is right now, especially with Dani. Dani is got the ball in her court. She's the one that got that house in her name, and Queen Opp is the one manless, friendless, familyless, and she's the one that now needs Dani. How did you make out? How did all of a sudden you need Dani when once upon a time Dani needed you? Clock that T.